Good morning.
Good morning.
How good. What?
We're talking about e-bikes.
Make sure you get yours registered. That's what I heard, right? Isn't there a bill?
The hearings.
Is the hearing today?
Yeah.
There's a council bill to require all e-bikes to be registered. So Shira, Joel, are we good? Great. Good morning. That's what I heard, right? Isn't there a bill? Is the hearing today?
Yes, we're hearing it too.
Is that an echo? Wow.
It's delayed.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do. So before we jump in, as a reminder, that our board meeting, we do have some board members that are, while they don't count towards our board number, they are joining from a remote location. I know Jeff Friedlander is on. Hi, Jeff. And Nazi might be joining us as well. And then because of that, the meeting is also going to be live streamed on YouTube for any member of the public that did not want to come in person but wanted to watch. So.
A meeting of the Board of Directors of Brooklyn Bridge Park Corporation is hereby called to order. Amy Bojack, Secretary of the Corporation, can you confirm there is a? Thank you. Welcoming everybody, Eric, the rest of the Brooklyn Bridge Park staff, and thank any members of the public and the joining us. Following the agenda items, we will hear any comments from members of the public. Speakers, please complete a speaker registration card. Do we have any? All right. We do not have any speakers.
Not as of yet.
All right. If there are, you can tell them how to put themselves on the line to start. For the voting items for today, the first agenda item is adoption of the minutes of the October 16, 2024 Board of Directors meeting, which is bookmarked in your board voting item 1. A draft of the proposed minutes was circulated to the directors prior to today's meeting, as well as materials for all items. Do any directors have questions, changes, or corrections to the proposed minutes? Seeing none, I would request a motion to approve.
Second.
Right. All in favor? Carried. The second agenda item is considered for the president.
Thank you. And I'm going to try to keep it really, really brief, but obviously, as always, have to take questions. Today's a really short meeting, but I really appreciate everyone coming in for it, as we have two voting agenda items, both related to recent RFPs that the park has put out. But prior to that, let me just give you a couple of quick updates. The Roebling Rink underneath the Brooklyn Bridge opened the week leading into Thanksgiving. It's been open for 2 weeks and has been doing really, really well, both from a usership standpoint, a visitor standpoint, financial standpoint. So far, so good. And all of the feedback we've gotten has been nothing but really, really positive. I hope you are hearing the same. But again, as you know, it's same size rink, but significantly smaller building, and significantly cheaper because we are running it as an operation as opposed to a park concession, with the hope of being breaking even at the end of the season, which is planning to go through the entire month of January. And based on last year and the way weather goes, it's unlikely that we'll be open in February, but if for some reason it stays really cold and not raining like last year, then obviously we'll have a conversation with our operators. Just some closer photos of the tickets and the building itself. As we talked about last time, we talked about at the last meeting, what's attendance. So we've had some sessions that have fully sold out. Not all of the sessions, obviously. What I can tell you is I have the revenue numbers. So remember, the way that works is that we are paying a flat fee to the operator, which was just about $2 million, which covers everything, and then all the revenue we get. So it's not a situation of net versus gross. It's just we get all the revenue. And so we did about $130,000 both weeks of the first 2 weeks in revenue. So we're at about 260 or so right now. Plus we had a sponsor that we got about $70,000 from. KIP is doing a 4-week sponsorship. So, we're over 300,000 and we've got about a month and a half to go.
What does the sponsorship look like?
Just some branding. They're doing some branding and we talked about how we might like have like a cart that sells hot chocolate. They are doing that. So Kip is a clothing and a treats company. They have a location in Empire Stores. So they're running a small hot chocolate cart. This photo shows the scaffolding fully removed over the park section underneath the Manhattan Bridge. That came down within the last month. Here's from another angle of that, showing that here is the scaffolding's been removed. Obviously, the dog run and the climbing wall are currently closed as those would be areas of congregation. But paths are totally open. It has made a significant difference, I would say, in the community, both visually and from a feeling perspective. And those of you that have been down there, I think you know that. That brings us to Pier 1 construction. This building is almost done. As you may have seen, we took down the major construction fence because we have finished the paving work around the building, reopening the bike lane and significantly widening the entrance to Pier 1. We expect the building to be substantially complete with our certificate of occupancy and sign off from the FDNY sometime next month, probably by the end of January. This will be fully done, contractor's gone. So obviously the building will definitely be open in the springtime. We are anticipating having a TCO, a temporary certificate of occupancy, in the next week or so, which is what we need to allow the new concessionaire to get into the space, to start outfitting the concession space so that they can be up and running in time for the spring season. Approval of that concessionaire is one of today's agenda items. What's going on? There we go. And last but not least, everyone loves it. That is Toby. That's Sarah's dog, Toby. Sarah, unfortunately, has a conflict and is not here today. But this is to show you the new temporary pilot dog run that we built out on the John Street lawn as a replacement. It is heavily used right now and really seems to be a loved location. We've gotten lots of really great feedback. So far so good on the pilot. There are some things that we'll want to tweak if and when we make this permanent, but so far it's going really well. This is the best photo we had. And Toby's pretty cute, not gonna lie. I mean, he's not my dog Kermit, but Toby's pretty cute.
Great.
The two agenda items today are obviously the concession and the architect for this building. But any questions on any of that or anything else for
I
that?
just want to make a comment, that
Please.
the lack of the scaffolding now is really, it changes the entire character. And I walk by there daily and it's great.
Thank you.
Safety.
We
wise.
Was the rink impacted by, it was unseasonably warm for like the first month, but they should have opened, right? Or
No,
maybe
they
okay.
opened the Monday before Thanksgiving. So it has been so far so good. You know, and we're also, because we are the operators in effect, we have much greater flexibility about when it opens and when it closes. So like during the Monday through Thursday, the hours are 2 to 10, 2 to 9. Last year it was open all morning and to 9 or 10, and nobody was coming in the morning. You have 5 people, so financially not worth it, right? So it's 2 to 9, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is 10 to 10. So like being able to make decisions like that, I think go a really long way. And obviously with a $10 admission charge and a $7 rental charge, again, it's if not the cheapest, one of the cheapest rates. And again, open to break even, but as I've said before, if we don't, well, everything we run in the park, we technically run at a loss. So it's just part of our budget. Great. Thank you.
Moving on to the third agenda item, which is the authorization and to enter into a license agreement for a food and beverage concession at Pier 1 Imperial Pavilion, which is bookmarked as item 3. Joe.
Brooklyn Ridge Park began construction of the $150 million in spring of 2023. Project for the restrooms, the concession space, and covered seating area of park most used. The full completion schedule for the, we're looking at early 2025. Welcome. Brooklyn Ridge Park will use an RFP requesting proposal to find a concession area for the new Pier 1 concession station September 3rd, 2024. The information session was held on September 17th. The proposal was due on October 11th. DEP received 3 proposals. A selection committee of DEP staff reviewed the proposals, interviewed proposers, and recommends entering into a agreement with Bread's Bakery based on its competitive financial offer, operator experience, financial capabilities, planned capital improvements, high quality, suitable, and the high quality and suitability of its planned operation. DEP requests authorization to enter into a license agreement with Bread's Bakery for food and beverage concession facility for an initial 5-year term with 5 one-year renewal options. The proposed license fee would be the higher of $90,000 per year with a 3% escalation or 10% of annual rates.
Any questions, comments?
We did share this, obviously, with both the operations and the audit and finance committee in advance. Those committee members would like to. Weigh in.
That we reviewed this and we were comfortable. That you're comfortable with this.
Some of the audit and finance.
Yeah,
So I apologize if I missed this previously, but can someone elaborate on the planned capital?
They would be given a white box, so they have to fit it out. It's both they try to do small baking, but mostly warming of foods. Things. General.
it's their responsibility. And for those of you that don't know Bread's Bakery, there are a number of locations in the city, but they are recognized by many as having the best babka in New York City. It's like their big PR thing. It's really great babka, but it's coffee and pastries and grab and go sandwiches. Exactly what we thought this location needed.
The chocolate babkas and babkas.
They do both babkas. They do both babkas, to be clear, and
Some consider cinnamon a less.
his
babka.
kids went to school with Seinfeld's kids at Fieldstone, so they did a big thing together on the babka.
Can we stipulate they have to begin work on gluten-free chocolate?
There you go,
Can we add that?
I have no doubt that it is. I have no doubt that if we asked them to work on a gluten-free babka, they would work. Assuming they have.
They do special.
They do lots of special
collaborations,
babkas.
so I don't
Maybe
have
it's
Brooklyn Ridge Park collab.
They did a Martha Stewart collab on a babka, like it's a thing.
Okay.
And do you have to take a number?
So,
Are you looking for perks for board members? Because that's not the way to do it.
Is there any other requests on behalf of
So they-
Fred's Bakery?
They show you this right.
They are selling the Blue Little Shirt.
Selling a little short on the bottom.
Okay. Feel free to bring and we'll do the blind taste test.
I gotta say,
And as I said in committee, you know, our staff member who is incredible at overseeing so many things, but most notably right now, the capital of the Pier 1 construction project, said if they didn't serve the babka, she wasn't gonna make sure they got their CLO. You know, I'll see if I can get you smiling for something. I know how we're there. You had an actual real question.
Yeah, just they're getting it next week. Well, when will they fit out?
And so the point is that they get in within the next week or so to begin the fit out so that they are open in time for Memorial Day.
More of that.
that'll be, their intention.
Before that, I mean, that's
I
our,
hope, I think they hope to be open by March. Well, if they're sort of kind of, they've got like a system, how they do this and they've kind of affected it.
Breads? Yeah.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Are they gonna be a year-round concession?
That's the intention.
Oh,
That's great.
yeah.
I mean, it's one of the few places in the park where there really is enough.
Yeah,
year-round
that's
to open. So between them and Luke's, the ice skating rink, that entrance, that old Fulton.
Van Loon is year round, Luke's is year round, so they hopefully they'll
That's great.
open for the So we're talking about, so this March is 15 years since we opened Pier 1. And since this is a major redesign of a significant portion of Pier 1, we thought that we would do a sort of like ribbon cutting official event to open it, to coincide with that 15-year, and hopefully Brent will be ready and be part of that.
Maybe global, positive the same way, right? There was another really bad storm, a lot of rain, so like,
I mean, it's, there was a blizzard going on when we broke ground. He did. It was in the middle of COVID. Everyone but the mayor was in a mask, and there was a blizzard. It's the previous mayor.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah, exactly.
If there are
Maybe
no
you
other
guys should take-
comments or requests, can I ask for a motion to approve? Second,
Second.
all right, so move. Any, all in favor? The fourth agenda item is the authorization to enter into an agreement for architectural services for the renovation of 334 Furman Street, which is bookmarked as item 4. Lindsay, would you like to present?
Good morning. Before I begin with the resolution, please note there was a typo in the total contract value of the board book that was provided. The memo in front of you today is the current value of $1 billion, and that reflects what we do. When Eric mentioned, comprehensive renovation plan to transform all 3 floors of this building. The first floor will be renovated to house an expanded environmental institution center, which is and the second and third spaces for more court staff and different services. This past fall, the park issued an RFP for architectural and engineering services for this renovation. The RFP was extremely competitive. We received 18 bids, 10 firms were invited to interview, and the final 5 participated in the ultimately, the selection committee unanimously chose Gensler Architects to perform the work. The decision is based on Gensler's competitive price, the strength of their proposed team, a commitment of 40% NWD station, and of course, their robust portfolio of projects. The agreement being presented today for consideration and approval represents a total authorization of $1,402,854, which will include the 100% owners contingency. All pricing was reviewed from the vehicles and parks owners reps, and it's found to be fair and reasonable for each support. The directors are hereby requesting to authorize DEP to enter into an agreement with Gensler Architects for $1,402,854 and authorize the statement.
In terms of the audit and finance committee, given give the perspective.
It went, what, well presented, I'm not sure if everyone, but this, I don't recall.
There is not, you know, we are probably gonna get going with, you know, there's, once the approval comes today, and then we go into contracting with them, and then they get started, they'll get started, you know, sometime in early 25. You know, it's probably order of magnitude 9 to 12-ish months of.
Yeah, I think we've got about a little over a year of design and permitting. So we were returning to the board in the spring of 26 with the general RDC contract. And then we would look at about 18 months.
I agree, and also, I mean, from a professional standpoint, Gensler, we do a lot of work with that.
Yeah.
And they're great.
And we've done work with them before as well. They are the entity that worked with us to do the sort of blocking exercise on the rec center. They've done some previous blocking work on this particular project. They've been really, really great. Yep, so we have $3 million from DCLA that went directly to the Conservancy. It's an area grant that was originally assigned for this building years ago when Spaceworks was going to do the upper 2 floors. Spaceworks no longer exists. But that money's been redirected specifically to the Conservancy. There is $450,000 from Councilman Ressler for the 99 Plymouth building, which we're moving here. We matched a little bit more than matched to make that an even $1 million from our capital for the 99 Plymouth. That money is moved over, and then in last year's capital budget, we allocated about $10 million in total, plus so it's about 14 million from our capital reserve.
Any other comments, questions?
That was the end of the participation stuff.
Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor? No opposition, motion carries. We have a motion to adjourn.
Sorry. So there's no one from the public, so there's no public comment. But as a matter of practice, does anyone feel the need to move into an executive session?
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So,
Second? So, all in favor? We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Right? See, we do that. Oh,